Next up, Fritz and I are joined here at the Valley View desk by the CDO and founder of Arista Networks, Andy Bechtolsheim.
Hi.
Arista Networks was founded to deliver cloud networking solutions for large data center and high-performance computing environments. Arista's goal is to deliver the sort of low-latency networking solutions required in modern-day data centers that drive high-performance and cloud-based computing. The company's founder, CEO, and chairman Andy Bechtolsheim is the embodiment of a successful serial entrepreneur. He was a co-founder of Sun Microsystems, acquired by Oracle, Granite Systems, acquired by Cisco, Kialea, acquired by Sun, and was one of the first investors in Google in 1998 before the company was even incorporated.
Well, Andy, thanks for joining us here on Valley View. Great to have you. And I think we want to dive right in. You know, anybody can go out and buy a 100 megabit or 1 gigabit switch, drop it into their network, and they're off to the races. But you guys have a unique selling proposition when it comes to switches. What makes Arista's switches different, and in what specific scenarios do they really work well?
Right. So the fundamental issue is that in a cloud environment or on Wall Street, these things can never break. So what makes our switches unique is they never break. Basically, the network works, no excuses.
And you mentioned Wall Street, so this obviously matters when you're in a financial, because money gets lost when we have a failure.
So our biggest two market segments are in fact high-frequency trading. So over half of these high-frequency stock transactions every day go through our switches, and the largest cloud sites where there's now maintenance windows, right? These things are up 24/7, 365 days a year. They never stop. Mm-hmm. So people require networking gear that never stops.
Do the old switches, the other ones, the ones that we buy from Cisco, or they have a problem when it comes to reliability?
You know, I hate to comment on particular competitors, but you know,
we like it though. Yeah.
And you have sold a company to Cisco already. So.
We had to go through grueling acceptance criteria until we convinced the customers that this was the best of the breed, and you know, our customers are buying the products because they feel that's the best switch.
Well, one question I have, and I know you guys made a big announcement tomorrow, we'll get to in just a second, but you talk about Wall Street, I'm sure there's some government applications as well, but as we move to things like private cloud and big data, are there some more general IT requirements or applications that would make use of an Arista?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of technical, you know, 3-letter, 4-letter acronyms behind everything we do, and basically the features, the protocols keep evolving, right? So to solve the private cloud problem, for example, takes different protocols than the last year's switch. And our ability to deliver these functions to market has been unparalleled.
So yesterday, Arista announced the AppSwitch, I think 7124, I can never remember. Yeah, FX, sorry. Didn't mean to leave that part out. You know, give us a quick snapshot of what that is. So okay. AppSwitch, I imagine there's some applications.
So most people think of an AppSwitch in like what F5 does, which is it's a load balancer that balances the applications. That's not what we do. So what we do is we actually run the application on the switch. And in Wall Street, where it gets down to every partial microsecond at this moment, that's key to stay ahead of the competition. So think like a typical use case is, you know, you have an order outstanding in the market and the market moves against you. You want to cancel that order as quickly as possible before you get dinged, because either the other guy dings you first and you lose, or you get out of it and they can ding you and you win, right? So being able to move that function into hardware makes it nearly half the profitability each day.
Now, explain how this works. I mean, I think we can safely talk about FPGAs here.
Let me first come to Wall Street. So, you know, this whole high-friction trading is basically legalist front-running, right? It used to be that, you know, if you got the news first before the other guy, you could trade before the other guy. These days, it's if you are 1 microsecond faster than the other guy, you win, they lose. If you're 1 microsecond slower, the other guy wins, you lose. So speed is everything. Because, you know, everybody, it's fair, full disclosure, everybody gets the same update from the exchange, but how quickly you can act on that, that is the essence of making money these days. And it's all computerized, and you know, the individual investor may feel at a loss here, but you know, that's how it works. Now, today, the switch is already down to the 450 nanosecond, 350 nanosecond range, which is no longer the limit. The limit is actually the part of the application running on the servers. By the time you take an interrupt, you get to the Linux stack, you got back out, and to make any decision, it's microseconds. Every server applet that you can replace by the FPGA hardware in the switch saves you many microseconds and you win. So it's the race is on to put basically what used to be software applications inside the switch into this FPGA.
So if I can, we're putting applications in field programmable gate arrays on the switch itself, but that already exists too, right? So
yeah,
so
what people have been doing is they have FPGA cards in servers. You know, you get one port in, one port out. You need a whole rack of them. What we have in our switch is an FPGA has 16 10 gig ports. Processes packet is 250 million packets or events per second, and at full speed can make these instantaneous decisions. So that's unparalleled. There's never been a situation where you have so much programmable horsepower inside a box, inside a network.
Can you put an entire application in the switch, or do you have to parcel it out into smaller workloads?
You know, this is the stuff that is the ultra real time, the stuff that matters in the last microsecond. In fact, the FPGAs are not really suitable to do more complex things because they're programmed in Verilog or there's some high-level language translator. But it's a challenge to code these things. You know, you need like to hire hardware engineers that know gates, and so it's not for everybody. But it's for the people who want to put the metal behind the pedal. You know, for them it's perfect.
So it's fair to say that some of the load of the application is shared between the server, which does some of the mundane
stuff.
Yeah, I
mean, there's always going to be risk management and more complex decision making on the set. But what lends itself to the FPGA is the simple functions that you just have to do all the time, every time, and you want to do those as quickly and at sub-microsecond speed as possible.
So the new stuff is programmable, and do you need any special programming skills to
yeah, you have to know what you're doing.
You have some APIs.
But you guys have an SDK.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually an Altera Stratix 5, the latest 20 nanometer chip, and Altera is one of our partners here. We also partnered with other vendors that are in the business of supporting customers doing some canned solutions like fixed protocol packet conversions, this thing everybody has to do, and some people support it as a standard product. But there's many possible applications. So this.
Well, let's talk about that, because I mean, I think we understand, in this day of algorithmic trading, and where a few microseconds means the difference between making money and not. There's some government applications for this as well. Can you talk about that?
Well, there's encryption. So governments have all kinds of encryption standards, and they're not built into the basic switching ASIC that is on normal layer 2, layer 3. But in the FPGA, one can implement any encryption algorithm that's suitable for any purpose. So there's all kinds of things one can do with FPGAs in the box. It just hasn't been done before.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's about all the time we have. Andy, I want to thank you very much. We have, for all of the guests who come on to Information Week Valley View, we present them with a little gift pack. So we have a mug. If you want to get the mug, you have to get on the show. And we'll talk about what it takes to get on the show a little bit later. But thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.